Hello everybody, my name is Idiotic Synergy, and today will be a much more happier video, because the past two videos I made aren't exactly the best. I will admit, they are probably my worst videos that I've ever made. I'm not happy with them. They are too angry, and though being angry at Games Workshop is always fun to watch, it isn't fun to do, especially if you're trying to be positive about this hobby, and then it's one of my friends pointed this out, and I sat through both of those videos and watched them. It is cringy. It is cringy. I'm not a fan. So, instead, I'm going to just move past that, use that as a learning experience, and then just talk about models I like, because that's the point of this. That's why I switched my content over from horror narrations into Warhammer, to be happy and positive and not feel so annoyed all the time. So, Mad Dog Grotsnik. Why do I love this model so much? Why do I like this character so much? Well, it's because he's balmy. I don't think there's another character that just is humorous like this one. The guy is insane. Right, so for those of you that don't know the lore about this character, don't worry, I'm not going to do a 30-minute analysis of Mad Dog Grotsnik, but just briefly, this is a character that other orcs are scared to go near, even if they're injured, because he's addicted to giving everybody cybernetic bodies, or upgrades, in massive quotation marks. And if you don't pay him for the surgery, whether you want them or not, he will put a bomb in your head and just detonate you. Also, what I kind of want with this model, a minor complaint, is his two snotling doctors, because I forgot, was this in a codex or in a book? But he basically got torn to pieces by a death dread. Some orc war boss planned to basically trapped him and sliced him up with a death dread, and the two snotlings that brought him back basically just I think they just taped him together and stuff. I forgot the exact details, but I kind of wish he had like two little snotling orderlies with him, because it's just hilarious. And especially afterwards, he got his revenge by basically detonating every orc head ever in that little camp. I just love that. He returned from basically being dead, and then just ran out and started laughing as he exploded everyone's heads. He's great. This character's wonderful. And what's weird about this character is that he is only marginally sane when Gazgelfracker needs something, which is odd. It is odd. If Gazgelfracker needs an upgrade or anything, semi-serious, this guy will calm down and just be sensible. I meant, hell, he saved Gazgelfracker's life not once but twice. But that's all story-wise. So why do I like this model for the model? Well, it's because the amount of detail on this model is insane. I know the paint job helps a lot, but look at him. He looks really unique. He stands out. Unlike other pain boys, unlike other orcs where it's like regular orc bodies and stuff, this guy isn't. He's got like two giant metal arms. He's got like cyborg bits coming out of him. He's stitched together. That's the detail I like. It looks like his skin is barely holding together because of all the bits inside him. I love this model. It's just a joyous model to see. And also, his apron is brilliant as well. And again, I've got the old metal model that I'm sure that's going to be on screen now. And yeah, it might not be the most well-painted model, but it is my favourite model, because this model is a blast to have on the tabletop. Because I played like a really small, I think it was like a 750 point game against someone, and I had like a small amount of orcs. I brought Mad Dog Grotsnik along, and yeah, the rules for this character are amazing. And it fits, it doesn't feel out of place, because because usually with some rules they feel out of place, especially if you read the lore. But with this character, it just feels like it works. Let me show you. So these are the rules, and one minor complaint that I have about this is that Mad Dog Grotsnik isn't a HQ choice. He's an elite choice, which is a tad annoying because he's a Death Skulls character. And I know some people play the meta or whatever, but I don't. But I would like to see a Death Skull have their own Death Skull HQ. That would be quite cool. But anyway, so Mad Dog Grotsnik is, well, he moves 5 inches, weapon skill 2, ballistic skill 5. Because he's an orc. He prefers hitting things rather than shooting things. Strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 4, attacks 4, leadership 8, and a save of a 4 up. So, that seems quite good. Then we look at his weapons. A slugger, a power claw, and an earthy syringe. Which, basically, you make 1 additional attack with this weapon, and then every time you wound an infantry unit or a unit that hasn't got the vehicle or Titanic keyword, you wound it on 2, but no AP. So you probably use the power claw, but it's subtract 1 from that attack's hit roll, so you're hitting on 3s. But that isn't the main thing I like about this model, or these rules. Basically, Cyborg Body is great because it works like old school disgustingly resilient. So on a 5-up, every time you lose a wound on a 5-up, that wound isn't lost. That's great. But this rule right here is just great. So, 1 scalpel short of a med pack. This model is eligible to charge even if it advanced or fell back in the same turn. At the start of this charge phase, if this model is eligible to charge, you must declare a charge, and you must select the closest enemy unit as one of the targets of that charge. So basically, you advance him, and then you just get him into melee with everything, and it's hilarious. I do like that. But also, this guy also can keep other orcs safe. If you're within 3 inches of this model on a D6 on a 6, that wound isn't lost. That's cool. And I didn't mean to get OBS up, but here we go. And Sawbones. In fact, it's been a while since I played orcs. You can reroll charge rolls. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that, but wow. Yeah, no, I don't know. It's been a while since I played orcs. So, Sawbones, and you can heal 1 orc infantry or orc biker. On a 1, that model suffers 1 more wound. On a 2, you regain up to 2 wounds. That's cool. Yeah, the rules on this model is quite good. He's only 85 points as well. And also, if you make him the Warlord, each time an attack is made that targets this Warlord, subtract 1 from that attack's wound roll. I like it. I like this model. It's incredibly janky and silly, but that's the point. It fits. It fits, and it's £13, which, to be fair, it's not as insulting as the last thing I looked at, and you can probably get it for much cheaper in a local friendly gaming store. So yeah, Mad Dog Grotsnik, one of my favourite orc models of all time. It's just so good. I look at him. It is great. It is great. I do enjoy it. Though my metal one hasn't got the slugger. Instead, I think this came off another kit, but basically it's like a rocket on a stick. And yeah, I just gave him a rocket on the stick because the slugger's range is 12 inches. So I like to think he points that away from him and uses the flames to hit people. So it's like that. Or he just fires the rocket into it, but because it's one rocket, like one small rocket, it doesn't do anything. So it's like pew, and then he reloads. Oh, this model's great. yeah, Mad Dog Grotsnik, one of my favourite models of all time. Thank you for listening to me ramble. If you want, I've got a Ko-fi where you can support you can support me on there, and I post silly Warhammer stories as well. You can subscribe. Should have mentioned subscribed first. You can subscribe if you want. You can like the video, maybe share it with friends and stuff. And yeah, that's it. I've been Idiotic Synergy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you hopefully later on today, where I talk about the Sunday preview, because if you love Horus Heresy, that one is quite good. Anyway, I need to walk the dog and do stuff, so I'll see you later.